Just a few introductory comments about the surah in Quran in general. One of the most common, I think, in Wallahu A'lam, in my opinion, the mistranslations of surah is chapter. That a surah is typically called a chapter of the Quran. A chapter is basically one fundamental lesson. Okay, a chapter is trying to teach you one fundamental lesson, one central idea. A surah, however, can have many, many, many ideas. A surah, closer in academic terms, the closest thing to a surah you could probably have is a course of study. So every surah is almost, an independent study in and of itself, even though each of these studies are connected to other studies in the Quran. So for example, Surah Al-Baqarah is connected to Surah Al-Imran and so on and so forth. They're interrelationships. But a surah in and of itself isn't really a chapter for many reasons. One of which was that it covers more than one topic, and it's diverse in its topics. The second reason is that a chapter has a chronological or numerical kind of sequence. So you have chapter 1, then chapter 2, then chapter 3, then chapter 4. And if you learn something in chapter 4, you don't have to repeat it in chapter 5. And if there's a need to repeat it, the author will say, go refer back to chapter 4. He's not going to write it over again in chapter 5. But in Quran, Allah repeats things a lot. Right? It's not like a chapter in a book. It's entirely different.